I think Mr. Perrone should be the teacher of the year because he taught me a lot of things in just a short amount of time.
I think Mr. Perrone should be the teacher of the year because he teach me a lot of stuff in just in 7 weeks.
Mr. Perrone should be teacher of the year because he gives so many students so many opportunities.
Mr. Perrone should be the Arizona Teacher of the Year because he has put forth such an effort just to better the lives of his students.
Remember the base is going to be like a cylinder so that we can cut a hole in it, we can put the magnet in it. We should know that size. You can make it for now, make it so that the hole is 6 millimeters diameter, and then if we need to, we can make it a little bit bigger. Okay, perfect.
My philosophy of teaching is that students are natural learners, they're naturally curious, and we really have to just kind of get out of their way. We give them guidelines, we give them a framework, we might help them generate ideas, but we need to allow their natural creativity to come out. And really that's my philosophy and my ideology of teaching is that we need to make sure that we're not being so structured that they don't have an opportunity to see how this relates to them. And they're the experts in that. They know what's going on at home or what's going on in their communities. And so by providing opportunities for them to connect with the curriculum in a meaningful way is so much more powerful than thinking we have all the answers.
So it says it's a gyro sensor and it says 1 degree. So turn the robot in your hands. Yep, and then look at the number. So it's actively measuring how much it's turned. So you know on your phone when you turn it from like vertical to horizontal, it automatically switches? Yeah. It's the same type of sensor, just a lot smaller. So this is going to tell the robot how far it's turned. So go ahead and turn it back until it's right around 0 again. When you're in my room in which you're moving around and talking with students, you're seeing them engage with 2 basic ideas. One is 21st century resources. So they might be working with 3D printing and CAD, they might be working with robotics, but at the same time there's this underlying need for me to help them grow in the areas of critical thinking, collaboration, communication, and creativity. So the philosophy is to provide them an opportunity to grow, to provide them the resources they need to engage in things that are relevant today, where we're not trying to bring education back from 20 or 50 years ago. So it's a matter of just providing those resources and those opportunities for students. I think it's intended to look like a kid drew it, so I don't think it has to be a perfect apple. Like I think that's the whole point, is like, this is like a kid who drew an apple and then like there's a little scribble there. So I wouldn't be too worried about it looking perfect. I don't think that's what their intent was, and it's certainly not mine.
There's an analogy I heard recently that teaching is like growing plants, and you don't actually physically build up the plant, you simply set up the environment and you nourish them. You might prune away those bad habits, and you might feed those that they're stronger in and that you want them to cultivate. And so I feel like that's the skill that I bring, is that I'm primarily a role of a facilitator and not the sage on the stage, as they say.
So yeah, that's how I did it. I thought it was a good fit for Scribble because it's not supposed to be perfectly smooth and even, so I would give it a shot that way. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.